Hello everybody, Brett from Metro Wines. We are coming to you today with content generation number 7, 6, I don't know. Anyways, we've been talking a lot about cellaring wines as of late. I know Andy has done some really great videos about things that are age-worthy and things that you could either drink today or you could sit on for 3 or 4 years. But what I wanted to do is talk a little bit about some things that you could sit on for 15 to 20 years. I want to talk about some things that are essentially once in a lifetime. You just got married, first child, divorced, whatever you want to celebrate. Wines that literally are going to be maybe the best wine you've ever had in your entire life. Here at Metro Wines, we certainly focus on value. It is our entire goal to produce wines in great price points, great values, things from all over the world, things that fit your style, that fit your needs, that fit your dinner party. We focus a lot on wines for everybody, but definitely like to consider ourselves a value shop. That being said, we do have wines here that are, again, things that are incredibly special. So we're going to talk a bit about some of those today. In terms of cellaring, things that you might want to hold on to in a locked case and throw away the key and have a new one made about 30 years later. Those are some of the things we're going to talk about today. So things that are of a little bit higher price point, some a lot higher price point, but arguably are worth every penny. So we're going to jump into it. We're going to talk first about some really special Cabernet from a Napa Valley winery, Chateau Montelena. This is from 2012, so it already has plenty of bottle age. So it's something that, again, would be ready theoretically right now, but at the same time, it's something that you could sit on and cellar for 15, 20 more years. Montelena, as a chateau in Napa Valley, was originated by Alfred Tubbs in 1882. Originally started growing fruit only, and then passed away after his grandson had taken over all growing responsibilities, and then essentially Prohibition in the 30s shut down the entire thing. It was bought by a Hong Kong couple after Prohibition, and then essentially bought by the Barrett family in the 70s. They ripped out all plantings of original growth Napa Valley Cabernet, and they replanted. So in 72 was the first year they started making wine to be sold from their estate. These guys are in Calistoga, which is right at the base of Mount St. Helena, and really stony, really porous soil, which is an area outside of Diamond Mountain, widely classified as some of the best small parcels of Cabernet growth in the world. Montelena absolutely does that. This is spectacular. I'll have to confirm price on it. I believe it's in the 150 range, but we've got a couple of these lying around. If you want true old original growth Napa Valley Cabernet that you could drink today, or save for when you buy that first house with your buddies, that's a bottle to do. It's incredible. Real Cabernet, tastes like real Cabernet, real balance, not over-extracted, commercial, not paying for marketing. You're paying for absolute quality, which is the point of some of these wines that you might want to hold on to for a period of years. Montelena, 2012. In the same category of big reds, we're going to switch to the Northern Rhone. Northern Rhone Valley is home to some colder climates, and you're home to a grape called Syrah. A lot of folks know Syrah from the Southern Rhone, used quite a bit in Côte d'Aron, but true Syrah comes from cold climate Northern Rhone. This little guy from Augusta Clap comes from an area called Cornas. Cornas is probably the most well-respected area of growth, kind of cruise AOCs in all the Northern Rhone for having the oldest vines that repute the highest quality wine. Clap farms this site from 100-year-old vines. It's 100% Syrah, and this is a 2017 bottling. This would rip your face off with leathery tobacco tannins if you opened that up right now. This is a wine that theoretically, if somebody gave this to me as a gift, I would put under my pillow for at least 10 years. I really wouldn't want to drink this for any period of time sooner than that. This wine wants time. It wants to settle in. It wants to settle down all that rustic, kind of dusty tannin on the back end and really integrate all the pure old vine fruit that is true of all of Augustus Klopp's vineyard sites out of Cornas. One of my favorite things from France in red country in the store is this bottle. I think this is the last one. We were allocated, I think, 2. These guys do not make a lot of wine, certainly in the category of something that is spectacular, once in a lifetime, French, Northern Rhone bottle of a 100% Syrah. Absolutely blew me away the first time I ever got lucky enough to try this a few years ago. It's incredible. This guy is on the shelf at $185, and again, sit on it for at least 10 years, but not in the back of your car, so it's heating up. The Clap, Cornas. We're going to play around with some French Burgundy. Burgundy, also another thing that from very, very high quality sites. Cru Burgundy is something that should essentially be aged, something that can sit in the cellar on its side for a good 10, 15 years, especially the wines from Lucien, Lemoine. This is out of the Côte de Beaune. This is from Corton, Renardes. This is Grand Cru. Grand Cru, again, being the highest level of classification in Cru territory in all of Burgundy. You've got Grand Cru, Premier Cru, and those level wines that kind of follow on down the path. But Grand Cru, most often considered the highest quality of all Cru level wines within Burgundy. This guy is incredible. Already has some great age to it. This is the 2014 bottling. Again, ready to drink now, would be delicious, but only gets better if you sit and wait longer and longer and longer. I wouldn't say anything longer than maybe 10 years. Sometimes Burgundy, if it gets a little bit too old, can start to lose a bit of that fruit balance that makes it so gorgeous. Again, 10 years, I would say, is right around the sweet spot in terms of when you want to drink this. But if you're a red Burgundy fan, out of true classical northern cool climate France, Lucien Lemoine is definitely a winemaker to look for. We've got about 3 or 4 of his bottlings here in the store, in the Cru level and in the Premier Cru level. I've never actually had the opportunity to have this bottle, but if I could, I would. But again, I don't know that I'd drink it right now. I would definitely sit on it for at least 5 or 10 years. These wines are amazing. I would have this with anything on a plate. Maybe not anything too light, but cured meats, anything off the grill, roasted vegetables, a casserole. Again, not necessarily dinner wine, something that you definitely want to celebrate more. But Lucien Lemoine on our shelves at $201, something that is absolutely unmatchable. We're going to move to Italy and play around with 2 styles of high elevation, colder climate, northern reds that are extremely age-worthy and could be in a cellar for that really special bottle of red that you might want to hold on to for a bit. Quintarelli Giuseppe, the godfather of Valpolicella. Valpolicella is an area in the Veneto of northern Italy. So you're essentially cold climate, northeastern portion of Italy, kind of approaching the Slovenian border. The king of all wine is Valpolicella in this country, and the king of all Valpolicella is Quintarelli Giuseppe. This is 2009 Amarone Riserva. This is an absolute beast. Pure fruit, dark leather, dark plums, really, really gorgeous density in terms of a weighty animalistic wine. This is 2009 and the reserve level bottling, which means probably delicious right now. I wouldn't drink this for 10 more years. This is only going to get more and more sultry as you sit on this. As a matter of fact, our shop general manager and I drank a bottle of this in Magnum format when I recently moved into my house, and I couldn't have been more impressed. It is absolutely the best bottle of red wine I have ever had. I can't say enough about Giuseppe wines. They are extremely allocated, and we're lucky to be given those allocations every year, and I think we normally buy just about all of them because they're that good, and we want to pass those down to you. This is not a value wine. Again, this is a wine, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This is on our shelf on sale at $665. Some would say that's crazy. I say it's worth every penny. Incredible. Quintarelli Giuseppe, 09, Amarone Riserva. Side note on really quality Valpolicella, things that are age-worthy in that same style that don't call for that kind of a price point. We absolutely love Tommaso Bussola Valpolicella Ripasso. The bottle of Quintarelli I was just talking about, he has officially named Bussola the kind of follow-through winemaker in Valpolicella. The old guard is not over, but Bussola is taking up the reins in terms of quality, much less intense price points. This is Ripasso style. Again, so the grapes like traditional Valpolicella, Corvione, Rondinella, Corvina, traditional blending grapes in the heart of cold climate mountainous Valpolicella. But this is done Ripasso style. So Ripasso means that you're actually taking the wine and letting it sit in the must and the skins of leftover Amarone production and filtering that through, hence the term Ripasso. Beautiful wine, just as rustic as Amarone, maybe not quite as densely fruited. It's a little bit more fun, kind of mineralic structure that plays around with a Ripasso style wine made the right way. We can't keep this in the shop at $24. This is from 2015, is current vintage on the Bussola wines, but again, something you could sit on for 5 years. Drink it now, it's delicious, give it a quick decant, hang on to it for 10 years. Equally as good. So things can be cellarable that are not in the once-in-a-lifetime categories that we're talking about today for uniqueness. That is the Valpolicella Ripasso from Bussola at $24. A little bit of a price point difference there. Lastly, but certainly not least, potentially one of my favorite white wine makers out of an area in Burgundy called Chablis. This is from Francois Ravenau. Ravenau, probably one of the most difficult white wines to put your hands on in all of France. We were lucky to get 2 bottles of this wine this year. This is old 100-year-old vine Chablis. This is the Premier Cru Bateau bottling from Ravenau. Francois Ravenau owned for about 100 years the Chateau. Now 2 of his sons run the entire scheme, and the wines year after year are as hard to find and revered as you're ever going to find in France. Just gorgeous Chardonnay. Again, something you drink right now, you'll definitely pick up on how balanced and elegant and perfectly kind of situated, and definitely taste the wine quality in terms of age of vines. But I wouldn't want to drink it for 10 years. I would want to settle it. I'd want to sit in a cellar. I'd want to maybe give it to my son that was just born because this was the year you were born. Drink it 17 years from now. However you want to do it, it's something that is incredibly special, that's worthy of an event of these price points. We're just lucky to have these in our store, is kind of more so why we wanted to showcase things that can call for a price point that these do. But importantly, how special they are to sit on and share with family, share with friends, share for an event that is something that we should all celebrate. These wines are here. We have them. That is the point. Again, we're a value shop. That's what we focus on. Things that are meant for the table, meant to be enjoyed today, meant to be enjoyed with food. But these things are here, and we wanted to tell you about it. So that was kind of the main theory of today's video, was to talk about some wines that are definitely special, but should be cellared if at all possible. So if you have any questions, as always, on these, give us a call here at the shop. My name's Brett. We're happy to help. We are open all days 10 to 7, but Sundays 12 to 5. We're here to do anything. Thanks so much. Bye.